The sewing part of this beautiful gown with Queenann neckline is out, guys. And I will show you what I added under this Bustier Ball gown to make it finer and fuller like this. I will also show you the trick I used in placing the bow ties on one sleeve and how I snatched the basque waist region. You are welcome back again to Jovike's channel. Hit the subscribe button and let's get started. The measurements and materials needed for this dress is on your screen, guys. Here with me is 3 yards of crepe fabric. We drafted this bustier gown in our last class, so this video is the sewing part. If you missed our last class and you haven't seen the cutting video, check the video card that just appeared at the top right of your screen to watch it now, or you check the description box below or the comment section to watch it first before this one. After watching it, as you can see, here I am cutting out the lining for both the front and back piece. Cut the lining to be exactly the same as the main piece. This is the center main piece. I have notched the underbust and the white stuff is wadding for breast padding. If you don't like using wadding, go ahead and use a ready-made cup or anything that works out well for you. Remember to notch the underbust region first so as to know where the wadding will stop before cutting it out. These are the two side fronts. I have also cut out wadding for the cup area. This is the Queenann neck yoke. I have ironed este to the main piece, just like I told you guys in the cotton video. This is the second yoke. We used skin net for one side of the yoke, remember. This is it, and it's 2 pieces. So I am going to stitch this place my index finger is directing first. After stitching it, I will turn it before stitching on the other side. This is the other side yoke. It's also double. So place the main piece on the lining, right sides facing each other. Then stitch where my index finger is directing, which is this inner side. After stitching it, I will turn it right side out before top stitching on other sides. That's how to turn the yoke. I will still show you guys how to do it well, so just turn it and keep them aside. For the bustier, I have gone ahead to iron este, gumstay and wadding to the pieces. For the center front lining, I have iron gumstay to it, and this is it. This is the main piece. I have iron este to it. Also, the wadding for the breast cup. Please take a close look at it. It stopped at the underbust. Please leave ½ inch seam allowance up here, just as you can see in this video. This is the main piece for one side of the front. I have iron este and wadding to it. I left ½ inch seam allowance up before gumming the wadding. Also leave space by the side like this. This is the lining. I have iron gumstay to it as well. Repeat the same thing on this other side front and the lining too. In case you are finding it difficult to iron your pad or wadding to the fabric, go ahead and use hemming gum. Place it in between the wadding and the fabric, then use iron to hold it down. The next thing I'm going to do is to join the center front piece to the sides. And to do this, I will get one side main piece and place it on the center main piece like this. Then stitch through with ½ inch, just as my index finger is directing. After sewing for this side, I will get the other side, turn it like this and also stitch through with ½ inch. After sewing for the main piece, I will get the lining, also place the sides to the center and couple it up. For the back piece, here with me is the left and right side of the back with their lining. I have iron gumstay to the lining as you can see. Go ahead and iron este to the main piece. It will help make your fabric more firm. Yes, I didn't add to my own back because mine finished and I needed to wear this dress the next day for an occasion. So I had to sew it like that. But please try and add it to yours. Next is to join the main piece to the lining. I will place the lining, get the main piece and place on it well. Remember to notch the dart allowance on the lining and also on the main piece. So before joining, I will first sew the dart. Remember we used 1 inch for the back dart. So fold it in by ½ inch just as you see me doing in this video and sew your dart first. Also sew the dart on the lining before coupling. Let me quickly show you guys how to join the lining to the main piece. After placing them together like this, I will start sewing from the neck here, just as my index finger is directing. From the neck down to the back opening with ½ inch. Also sew through the zip allowance. Don't sew these down parts, just this zip side, the back opening to the neck area. Also sew the sides. Don't sew the shoulder or armhole or down here. We are going to be turning from there. I will get the other side of the back, repeat the same thing and show you guys. I am done coupling the 2 sides of the back and this is what it looks like. See the down part I asked you guys not to sew. I have sewn the dart, the neck, the back opening and the zip side. The shoulder and armhole is open too. So guys, I added ridgeline or sewable boning to this back dart, but on the lining please, not the main piece. This is optional, it's totally optional please. For the length of the boning, I made it to rhyme together with this side length like so, just as you see me directing. The boning is 0.5 inch thick and I stitched it directly on the lining dart. This boning is not compulsory, you can decide not to add it please. So I'll go ahead and turn it right side out. Use scissors to turn out this button allowance side. Push out the edges very well like this. After turning it, I will arrange it well and iron it, especially the edges and the boning part, so that it will straighten up and relax well. Next, I will go ahead and top stitch on the hemline. Cover it with stitch so that it doesn't stress you. This is the other side of the back piece. I have added boning to the lining on the dart. I have also turned it. Now, this is the button loop. Please don't forget to add it to yours. This is where to tack down your button before hooking it up with the loop. The next thing I'm going to do, I will place the back piece like this. Make sure to place them together exactly the same way. Remember the zip allowance we added? We already used 1/2 inch to turn the back, so use your tape and measure out 1 inch here. Also mark it out with your chalk. I will take it to my machine and stitch through the 1 inch zip allowance. This is it guys. I am done sewing it and this is what your back piece should look like. Let's move over to the front piece, the bustier. As you can see, I have joined the two sides front to the center front and it's now one piece. This is the lining. Please watch closely. I added ridgeline or sewable boning to the front too, on the lining, not the main fabric. And as you can see, they all started from the underbust. This first one that I am measuring here is about 7.5 inches length. Then the second one, I placed it directly on this joining. I gave like 2 inches gap before placing the next one. So from your dart joining, go out by 2 inches before placing this first boning. This side boning like I did mine here. Also down is 2 inches gap. Then this center boning, I just placed it directly at the center. Then down, I gave 2 inches gap as well. For the length of this center boning, just leave like 1.5 inches space at the hemline before placing the center on, because we are still going to trim out some parts plus the joining allowance. Please, you can decide to place yours any way you like, but this is what I did for mine. After stitching the center boning, for the fourth one, I will also place it on this other dart side here. Then leave 2 inches gap before placing the last boning like so. This is what the right side looks like. This is the main piece. I am trying to arrange it well. See the wrong side. Then this is the bustier part. So after joining, this is what it looks like. Very neat and firm. Before coupling, I will get the Queenann neck yoke, the skin net on, and the main piece on. I have already turned them with lining and I have top stitched all around. This is what yours should look like after turning. Before we continue, I need to place a bow tie on the skin net yoke. So for the bow ties, here I have cut out these rectangular shapes for the bow ties. It's 7 because 6 will be attached to the sleeve and 1 to the shoulder. So for the longer side of the rectangle, I used 6.5 inches for the length. Then for the shorter side, I used 4.5 inches for the length. So in total, I have up to 14 rectangles. That's because I added lining for the turning of the rectangular shapes. I will iron gum stay to the linings before sewing the bow tie. I am done and this is it. It's 2-2. The lining, I iron gum stay to it while the main piece remains like that. So I'll place it together like this and stitch all around to create a bow tie. I'll repeat same for all of them. So go ahead and start creating your 7 bow ties. This is our skin net sleeve. Remember I doubled it to avoid tearing. So I will sew the down part like so. Then turn it before I top stitch on the other sides. Guys, our bow tie is ready. In case you don't know how to create a bow tie, just on your notification bell now because I will still share a tutorial video on how to do it. So I will get one and place it on this Queenann neck yoke. I will go ahead and sew just the shoulder side. Sew the bow to the yoke, just the top side. I am done sewing it. I will get our front bustier for coupling. I will first mark out 1/2 inch at this side part of the bustier like so, because that is where I will place the yoke. This is me placing my tape at this side part of the bustier. With my chalk, as you can see, I will go ahead and mark out 1/2 inch like so. I will come to this other side and mark out 1/2 inch, not the center part or the side part, please. Then I will get this yoke and place it exactly on the 1/2 inch mark. Also get the skin net on and place it on the 1/2 inch mark too. Before stitching, I will position the bustier like this. Then also bend the yoke the way I bent it in this video. Then get an office pin to pin it down. Also bend the skin net on like this and pin it to the bustier as well. After pinning the yoke to the 1/2 inch we marked out, next I will get the lining, turn it like this, place it right side facing right side of the main piece. Align the centers to be touching each other, get pin and pin it down first. Then I will stitch this upside and also stitch the both sides with 1/2 inch and show you guys. This is it guys. I am done, and as you can see, I have stitched this upside and also the two sides. This is the front side. I will go ahead and turn it right side out. And this is it guys. I am trying to arrange it very well. You can also go ahead and iron it. Yes, I left this small opening at the armpit side. I will still trim it off later. After ironing and arranging, this is what yours should look like. The next thing I'm going to do is to trim the basque. Remember I told you guys I will still trim it off after sewing. Now is the time. The back piece basque was shaped well, so it doesn't need trimming. I will fold the front piece like this. Make sure to place it very well before shaping the V very well. But before that, I will place the back piece on the front piece. Then join the both shoulders and show you guys. I am done joining it and this is what it looks like. Very neat. Now, I will fold the front like this, arrange it very well. I just need to shape the V shape well. So I'll place my ruler and draw a straight line like this so as to get a perfect straight V shape and not the curvy one. After marking it out, use your scissors and cut through the mark. If your own V shaped well, you can leave it like that. Next is to couple the front and back piece together. Use your tape and chalk to mark out the seam allowance we added while cutting. So that is where you're going to stitch. But before we couple, please bring the two belts and keep it closed. Then place your tape like this and mark out where you want the belt to be. I marked it at 16 inches. I will take it to this other side and also mark out 16 inches. This is my belt. I will open it like this and place the belt inside on the 16 inches I marked out. Then I went ahead to pin it down. I will get the second belt, open up and place the belt inside. Watch and see the way I placed the belt so you don't get confused. I will also pin down the second belt on the waistline. After pinning down the two belts, I will go ahead and couple the dress by stitching both sides. I will do that and show you guys. I have coupled the upper part of our gown and it's looking very neat. Now look at the basque. It's now looking like V shape after the trimming. The inner is also very neat and the belt. Before I attach the zip, let's work on the down part of this dress. Now this is the long material we cut out for gathers. I will go ahead and turn this hem area with the hemming allowance we added earlier while cutting. This up part, I will also take it to my machine, gather it together and show you guys. This is the hem side. I have turned the edge. It's looking better and neat. See the waist part, I have gathered it already and this is it. Next is to place it this way into two equal parts. Locate the center and notch it like this with your scissors. After notching, I will get the upper part of our dress, open/spread it like this so as to join it to the down part. But before that, get your tape and measure from one end of the center back towards the center front and down to this other center back. Please, whatever you get, write it down and then measure the gathered part of the long material and make sure the length matches with what you wrote down. If it's not the same, please gather it more or less till it becomes the same measurement with whatsoever it is that you wrote down, which is the total round measurement of the upper part. If they are the same, notch the center first, then place the notch part to the center of the upper part like this and pin it down with your pin. Keep arranging them together and pinning it down till you get to the end. Then move over to this other side and repeat the same thing. After pinning it, I will take it to my sewing machine and sew/join the upper part to the down part and show you guys. This is it guys, our gown is forming already. Next is to attach hardnet under, which is what made my dress fuller. At this point, my hardnet was still on the way, but I used this in place of it so as to show you guys how to place it. So I bought 1 yard of hardnet and I used ore by cutting it. The length I used is 9 inches. Then for the wideness, I used ore the 1 yard I bought by doing cut and join. After joining, I gathered the hardnet till it becomes the same wideness as the gathered part of my gown. Please watch closely. The way I am placing this hard net, that is exactly the same way you should place your net after gathering. Please do not place it like this on this upper part. Bring it down to this down part, just as I am showing you here. Place it like this. Take it to your sewing machine and join it to the dress. After joining it, also gather your lining. Your lining can be cotton lining, just like mine, but make sure your lining is like 5 or 4 or 3 inches shorter than your gown, please. Then after gathering the lining, watch closely again. Place it exactly this way. See the hard net, I placed it on the down part before joining, but see the lining, I placed it on the upper part like this before joining. Please look at it very well to avoid confusion. After joining the lining, this is what yours should look like. Hard net this way, lining this other way. Thank you. Do it in such a way that when you take down your lining, nobody can see your inner stitch, just like this. See, my lining is shorter than my gown, so take note. Keep watching. I will still show you how I finally attached the hard net towards the end. Now for the sleeve, these are the 6 bow ties. Locate center of the sleeve and mark it out with your chalk and ruler. Then start placing the bow ties like this. Make sure they are very close to each other and take it to your machine and sew the bow tie to the net. This is what yours should look like. Please leave seam allowance on both sides of the sleeve, just as you can see on the video. Also leave ½ inch for joining allowance at the sleeve cap. Next, I will fold it like this and couple it. After coupling, I will turn it right side out. This is what yours should look like. I will get the dress and confirm that both armholes are the same measurement. I trimmed off a little from the dress armhole so that it fits well with the sleeve armhole. Now, this bow tie here, go ahead and tack it down like this before joining the sleeve to the dress. I am done attaching the sleeve. This bow tie here, also tack it down after joining the sleeve. Also tack down this other back bow tie so that it relaxes very well. Then for this sleeveless area, I will trim it well and use bias to turn it and also cover the stitches. I will also go ahead to fix the zipper and button. Before the hard net under, this is the sleeve, I added shiny stone to make it finer. I have added button too, and I have fixed the zipper. I have also trimmed the sleeveless area with bias. Now for the hard net under, do not be confused. I had to get another lining because I wanted the dress to have more weight. I wanted it fuller. So if you watch closely, I had to use our first lining to support the main fabric. Then this is the hard net. I have gathered it and joined it to the down part of the dress. So this black lining is our new lining. I joined it to the upper part. This other lining, I just joined it to the main fabric. Then I joined the hard net on top before I covered it with this black lining. If I take it down now, everywhere is covered already. Please play back the video to the side I was adding hard net in case you are confused. Give me a thumbs up if this was helpful. Drop a nice comment and share. Click on this picture to subscribe now for more videos. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.